Hi, everyone, and welcome to the WP Minute. I'm Eric Karkovac. Today's episode features a clip from my in-depth interview with Jason Adams. Jason is a member of the WordPress AI team and filled us in on the team's mission, the challenges they faced, and what's in store for WordPress 7.0. Be sure to catch the entire discussion over on our WP Minute Plus podcast. Visit thewpminute.com for all the details. I look at this and I've read some of the posts and we'll put them in the show notes. So there's these different building blocks that you mentioned. We've got the PHP AI client SDK, right? The Abilities API and the MCP adapter. So how do these features work together? And I guess it's kind of a two-part question. I'll save the second part till after because it's kind of complicated. How do these features work together, in implementing AI into WordPress core?
Great question. So the end goal of what the core AI team is doing is trying to bring AI to, how do I say this? Make AI something usable by people who do not deeply understand AI. Right? AI, of course, is a deep topic that goes, far into how it actually works and so on and so forth. Prompt and context engineering and all of this stuff. And so the goal is to bring it into WordPress in such a way, one, that it's optional, because I know there's been concern about that. If people are like, "Are you forcing AI on me?" Nope. And two, is consumable in a way that's easy to understand and use. So a couple examples of that. So the Abilities API is AI adjacent. It is effectively a functional layer within WordPress, a way of defining functions or abilities. When I actually first heard about the Abilities API, what I got excited about actually had nothing to do with AI. I come from a background of working with like TEC, GiveWP, LearnDash, those sorts of products. And one thing that I've noticed, and I've also just been in WordPress for like 15 or 17 years now, is that everybody has a public API. Everybody has a way that they want their product to be integrated by other developers. This could be Gravity Forms, TC, whoever, right?
Sure.
There is no unified approach for how to do that. So every single product has their very own special Snowflake way of having people integrate. Maybe it's functions, maybe it's classes, maybe it's, REST API. Like, there's no standard whatsoever. You don't really know how to integrate with something. You just hope they have good documentation and you just go for it.
And that's a
And
mess.
so it is, and not because anybody's not trying, but because there is no standard unified way of doing that in WordPress.
Yes.
And so the Abilities API is that. Then once you've defined the function, then you can define the context that function can apply to. So that could be the REST API, that could be an MCP, so that it shows up as a tool to some MCP server, and so on and so forth. So the Abilities API is that very, very foundational piece. MCP adapter is called the MCP adapter because we don't know at this time, is MCP going to be around in 3 years? Like, we really don't know, actually. And so all it does is it takes abilities and turns that into an MCP server with tools, prompts, and resources. And just by within the ability saying, yes, I want this to be available via MCP.
Okay.
But if MCP were to go away, it's not like you've suddenly lost something. Or if a new protocol were to come in, we could add a new adapter for that. And then once again, in your ability, you add like a line or two to your meta to say, yep, I want it to work with this protocol. But you're doing very, very small changes, and it's being able to be exposed to different, protocols with an AI.